Portobello, Edinburgh's seaside. This is a thriving, growing community with people doing all sorts of interesting things in the arts, sport and heritage. They all have their stories to tell, which is why we have the Porty Podcast. Christmas may still be over a month away, but preparations are well underway for the Portobello Christmas Street Fest on the 1st of December. Last year's event sadly was a complete washout thanks to the weather, but the 2014 Street Fest saw thousands of people throng the high street. There are two interlocking events, one for children, the other in which local traders open their doors from 5 until 8 for late night shopping. And there are lots of other activities as well. To find out more, I met the two organisers, Robertson and Bob Jefferson. I started by asking Bob to tell me about this year's event.
This year we're doing a Christmas Street Festival, as we're calling it, so I think this is the fourth year that we've done this, so it's an opportunity for the shops to stay open, for people to do some late night Christmas shopping and also to enjoy some entertainment at the same time.
You say this is the fourth year. Last year unfortunately didn't do too well, but the year before was absolutely wonderful.
The year before was kind of too good in a way. It was a lot busier than we'd anticipated, and that in itself actually caused some issues. But yeah, last year we had some terrible weather. There wasn't a lot we could do about that, and unfortunately last year June wasn't able to put on the Favours show, so that diminished it a little as well.
We'll come back to June in a moment, but have you learnt from these 2 years and perhaps can apply that so that it's not causing the problems of 2 years ago? You still can't control the weather.
We still can't control the weather, unfortunately, but hopefully we can control the crowds a little bit more, and we've put some measures in place to make the event a little bit safer. I mean, really we're just victims of our own success. 2 years ago was fantastic and thousands of people turned up, and that in itself created some safety issues.
You mentioned June. June is June Robertson, who owns the Favours Cafe in Portobello High Street. Tell me about your event, because you're actually planning quite a lot.
My event's mostly a street party for the children. We've got lots of entertainment for them. We've got dancers, a hula girl. We've got Mr. and Mrs. Claus arriving, and it wouldn't be Christmas without a bit of Frozen, so Elsa and Olaf are also going to be there. We've got Pikachu. We might also we did send an invitation to My Little Pony, so she might arrive, although she does have a problem with one of her legs, so we're not too sure at the moment.
That sounds like an awful lot of organising. When did you have to start this?
I normally start about July.
So you're thinking about Christmas in July?
I think about Christmas every day, actually. Yeah, I do start in July, but it's because we don't have any funds or any funding for the event. I do put money in myself for costumes and different things. But because it's getting larger every year, I can't afford to fund it myself. So I start in July so that we can get things free. We're getting a Rolls Royce free this year from a company in Stirling.
That's to carry Santa and Mrs. Claus in, I believe.
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Claus are going to arrive in style this year. We just need to make sure the Rolls Royce doesn't get hit by any snow. So I need to be organised because it's getting bigger every year. We need to make sure that everything's in place by about October.
But certain things are not in place yet because you still are looking for a stage.
Yeah, the council have handed stages out every year to different communities. Unfortunately, this year they're not handing any out due to cutbacks. I didn't find this out until 3 weeks ago, so we don't have a stage at the moment. I'm looking at other sources to try and get funding for a stage, but I'm guaranteed I will have a stage on the night.
So are you looking to local traders, local supermarkets perhaps to help give you sponsorship or something?
Yeah, I'm looking for sponsorship, possibly from one of the larger stores, because I have been looking at the pricing for stages and it's totally out with our budget, which is nothing anyway. So I'm going to be phoning around some of the larger supermarkets to try and get some money for a stage.
But you strike me as being a very determined woman, so when you say it's going to happen...
We will have a stage. Regardless of where that stage comes from, we will have a stage on the night. It would just be such a shame because the dancers have been working tirelessly, doing their act, and it's the same with the hula girl. If we don't have a stage, nobody's going to see them.
Now, you are expecting how many children to turn up?
We've got 250 children coming, that's minimum. I'm only going by ticket sales. Normally with every child you have two parents, sometimes the grandparents as well, and this is where the crowd seems to grow because they make it a family event.
But there are some who are getting what you're calling a golden ticket, which is free.
We give 50 golden tickets. We actually hide 50 golden tickets in the shop. The kids have to find the golden tickets. Now, if they've got a golden ticket, it ensures they're going to be at the front of the stage. They also get a gift from Santa, and the characters will mingle with the kids with golden tickets. We also sell 200 tickets, £5 each. Now, they only get a small gift. The rest of the proceeds go towards next year's event because it is growing rapidly. We need funding for it, and this is how we're going to do it.
Now, you've been in contact with the council, you've been in contact with the police. Are there going to be some sort of controls to make sure that people don't spill out onto the street because you are on Portobello High Street, okay, at the widest point?
I've arranged for the parking to be suspended at the front of the town hall, which is happening from midday on the 1st of December. We've got barriers going up, we've got traffic cones to make sure that there's not going to be anybody falling onto the road, and it's to keep the kids safe on the night. People are inclined to get a bit excited, especially when it starts snowing. 2 years ago. I believe
you've a snow machine if there isn't any snow. Well.
It will be snowing, I can assure you. There will be lots of snow on the night. I've guaranteed the kids there'll be lots of snow, and there will be. Especially, obviously, if Elsa's going to be there.
Good, thank you. Let me return now to Bob Jefferson. How many traders, local traders, have you got involved in your side of the event?
Gosh, I don't know. I haven't counted them. Certainly over 20. It's the independent traders that are taking part rather than the larger chains. But we have a great selection of independent traders here, and the evening is really a celebration of that, of what Portobello has to offer. Somebody asked recently on Facebook, can I buy all my Christmas presents in Portobello? Well, yes, you can. If you look around, there are lots of great options and lots of special offers on the night, and lots of great tombola prizes. So Portobello on Thursday the 1st of December is definitely going to be the place to be.
You mentioned tombola there. You've been gathering up some prizes. Can you give us a hint of what might be involved? Just a couple of them?
Well, lots of the shops are offering vouchers, but there are meals for 2 and meals for 4, and we're still finalising the list, and then we'll publish it. But there are some amazing prizes, and I'd urge people to have a look at the Facebook event page. They'll see for themselves.
And on top of that, there is the general atmosphere which this all generates, bringing Portobello together as a community.
Yeah, it's a fantastic evening, and Portobello is a great community. We all know that, and the traders play an important part of that. It's a great evening for the traders. It's a great evening for the community as well. There's lots of entertainment, lots of stuff for the kids. It's just a fantastic way to end the year.
You say lots of stuff for the kids. Is that related to what June's just been talking about?
June's certainly taking care of the children. 2 years ago, they were so excited. There was so much screaming and shouting. It was quite incredible to witness. But we're hoping that buskers will turn up and they can perform anywhere along the high street. Anyone who wants to take part is very welcome to. I'm not organising the whole thing. It's a community event, and any member of the community is very welcome to join in any way they see fit.
It strikes me between the two of you there is an awful lot to do in a relatively short space of time. Getting around all the participating stores may be actually quite a challenge, but also being able to watch Santa and Mrs. Claus, I think even for the adults, might be quite fun. So we'll look forward to it. Thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.